All our meetings.
We took up board and opened, Mr. Madden, and showed you our hands and invited you out to the various locations and et cetera.
And I came to.
That was done in a clandestine fashion. And we're very open about what we're doing here. Okay.
Well, he took it recorded. I said, yeah, it's on YouTube.
Okay, let's go back.
In answer to your question, every individual on this water system gets that CCR report, and included in that CCR report is when those meetings are.
Again, I would encourage you, Dean, I would encourage you to publicize what you're doing at each board meeting, and I would encourage you to publicize your meetings.
And we're not receiving our proxy, we didn't receive that, nor did we receive any reports about any water testing at our home, at our address. Now, I don't know, I can't speak for anyone else that's here, but did you receive a report about the water quality testing?
If I have, I cannot remember receiving one.
I would like to request those.
You'll be getting a new one in the mail between now and the first day of July.
But I would like the ones going back a year, please.
Oh, okay.
I thought we gave it to her at one of our meetings.
No, ma'am, what they gave me was a 303D, which was generated by Jim Weiss.
I think if you'll check and stuff that you feed them information, that was one of the items that was sent to you.
It was not. What you provided us was Jim Weiss's report, 303D, from back 2010, actually.
The 2011 will be the one you'll get before the first of July.
But you do have monthly, 4 times a year, right? Water samples that you've done and analyses?
Yes.
That's correct. That's what I'd like to go back for at least a minimum of a year.
I'm sorry to tell you that, but even these board members cannot have that information where those are pulled from. Those are coded information, and nobody has that information.
That's not according to the Arkansas State Board of Health and what we're legally, and the Attorney General. You might want to look into that. I can cite the code if you'd like.
What is that code?
Are you, since you're licensed, are you familiar with this? Okay, so we're entitled as entities and members of this association, what the water samples are, what they show, and et cetera. Everything to do with the water sampling, when they're taken, where they're taken, et cetera. Yes. Oh, it's the Arkansas Rules and Regulations pertaining to public waters, and interestingly enough, it was just revised again. And do you know how we got that information? We were told by the engineers.
What engineers?
The health department engineers.
Okay, what is that code?
It's a whole booklet. There's, there's several different codes within this regulation. Are you familiar with it, Mr. Watson? Okay.
Dean, let me respond something to what Monty said this morning ago. It's a good statement. I appreciate you saying that. Monty, when I said a while ago about publicizing your meetings, a lot of people in this area do not have computers, do not know how to operate computers, don't want to know how to operate computers. I'm kind of one of those, Jerry. You know what? I have one, but I'm not a good computer operator. So this is why I would avail, if I were you, as a board, collectively as a board, I would avail myself to press, printed press, radio and television to try to get the word out when your meetings are.
You talked about television, what?
The 2 television stations here, and various civic groups here are ever looking for programs. And get those. But most of these people, I think, would be happy to let
Most of ours are rural.
Yeah. And a lot of them would not get them.
I don't even take the newspapers.
Alrighty.
I do have something in response to your letter.
Okay.
You can ask your questions first. Okay. You had written us a letter dated March the 15th, and if I can read this to you, are you allowing me the time to read this real quickly or respond?
Go ahead.
Dear Mrs. Turner and Board of Directors, we are in receipt of your letter dated March 15th. We've prepared a complete package of letters, questions, and answers as signed by Mr. Wasson, your manager of Water Association, which centers around this continued request. However, on each answer, there is no response relative to the original questions. We have asked this Board of Directors for a reply to our presentation back in January 26th. If you will take the time to read the attached 2 pages of our original questions, and right below it, Mr. Wasson's response dated February 7th, you should clearly see for yourself, and so should each board member, our questions still have not been answered. The answers we have received from Southwest Boone County Water Association has been ill-prepared, not complete, not appropriate to the questions asked, or we have been given misleading answers. Case in point, our request number 7, see attached, and then enclosed are a copy of the latest report as an actual report provided by Mr. Jim Weiss, Ecologist Coordinator for the Water Division, who is with the Arkansas Department of Environmental Quality, or ADEQ, to which we requested and received from Mr. Weiss as part of the Concerned Citizens Group of Boone County. This report, as Mr. Wasson would like us to believe, does not answer our original questions as presented. We can cite many other examples of wrong, misleading, or untruthful information being provided by Mr. Wasson, and we are prepared to factually back up this statement. If you or the board is needing specific examples, however, we would think you could read this information and actually understand the question and your employee's response. When a water association cannot even provide the simplest of answers as requested concerning the number of members, there is a problem. This is yet another example. We have been given a figure of approximately 1,600 members by Melissa Crow in your office, give or take a few, as she stated, and I put that in quotes. Then we were told the figure was more like 1,450 members, and in fact, some of this very information is on record with the news media, and this figure came from your manager, Doug Wasson. Then at the annual board meeting on March 13th, Mr. Davis reported you mailed out 1,612 proxy letters approximately, and your letter dated March 15th states today, quote, today, I have checked for you on the number of accounts that was billed in the month of February, and the amount is 1,559 accounts billed. So, as in business, the number will fluctuate in memberships, but a difference in communication and numbers from 1,454 to 1,612 to your current member number at 1,559 is quite a difference and a stretch. So what is the actual number? Why would you have mailed out 1,612 proxy letters if you only have 1,559 members? Our calculation, 53 times 44 cents for postage is approximately $23.32 of waste or lost revenue, which could be used for all the needed repairs. And if you take even a step farther, yearly that would be a loss of $279.84. We ask why and how this is happening. Please note, we did not receive a proxy letter, as was the case of several others, as stated while in attendance at the annual board meeting. Please explain why there appears to be no urgency to complete the repairs and even to have ordered or received